What's going on, you guys? Steven here from Airsoft Tech, and today I am bringing you guys a review of a tiny little product right here, which is a camera. And I was supposed to have reviewed this a very long time ago because I purchased this a very long time ago, but I just never got around to actually doing this video, so I do apologize about that. But this is the Novritsch AimCam, gun cam, scope cam, shoot cam, whatever he wants to call it. When it first came out, it was called the AimCam. Now I believe it's called the ShootCam, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave a link in the description if you do want to buy it though. And as of right now, as I'm doing this video, I'm not sure what the price will be, maybe a month or two from now if you're watching this late, but as of right now it is $235. Personally, when I purchased it, which was probably back in last September or last November, actually no, probably October, November, somewhere around there, it was $255. So the price dropped about 20 bucks, and who knows what the price will be at, as I said, a little bit in the future. So this video shouldn't be all too long because there's not too much to talk about and review on the camera itself. However, I'm just going to show you guys how to actually attach it to your rail. I'm going to give you guys the specs for the camera and what to expect if you do go ahead and purchase this zoomed in camera, a little Mobius camera here with a zoomed in lens, and then also some test footage, because that's basically the most important thing. And I'll probably have, not probably, but I will have timestamps in the description. So if you're looking for specific things, then I will go ahead and timestamp them in the description. So whatever you're looking for, you can go ahead and just click the little timestamp, and I'll take you right to the point in the video that you're looking for. Alright, so in front of you, we obviously have the Novritsch gun camera AimCam to our left, and underneath that we have a little type of just kind of a resting kind of mount here for the Mobius, and then underneath we do have a rail mount, so we can go ahead and mount that onto our rails of our guns. And then to the right of that, we do have our micro USB cable to go ahead and plug it into our computer or plug it into a wall adapter and charge it up. And then to the right of that, we have a little tiny flathead here. However, that is not included in the box. I'm just showing that right now because I'll be using that to show you guys how to kind of take apart the mount assembly and go ahead and reverse it, and just a little tricks that I want to share with you guys and show you guys on camera, so you can go ahead and do them if you think they're going to be useful for you. However, what is also included in the box, which I just can't seem to find for some reason, I must have misplaced it, is a teeny tiny Allen screw or Allen key that you can go ahead and use to adjust the lens. It's basically to focus in the lens. However, the lens was already swapped out for a zoomed in lens, and it's a different type of lens than obviously the standard lens out of the box when it comes with the actual standard Mobius camera. So you're really not going to be using it all that much because, as I said, this is not the standard lens. Novritsch has gone ahead and put in a 7 times zoomed lens and has taken out the out of the box standard lens. So let's go ahead and set these to the side. I'm gonna set this one just here so you guys can continue to look at it, but I'm going to put the screwdriver in my pocket as of right now because I just want to give you guys a close-up of the camera and just show you guys the buttons and everything like that. So that is what it looks like up close. Up top here we do have the lens. We have a little lens cap here which is provided, just a little rubber cap. There is the lens. One thing that I think Novritsch should have done though when purchasing, or not purchasing, but what he should have done when selling these things, because he does still sell them, is include the normal lens that came with the Mobius. So in case you don't want the zoomed in lens, and maybe you can figure it out yourself or you want to try it, you can go ahead and pop this thing out, take it apart, pop the lens out, and put the standard lens back in there. I thought he was going to do that, but he didn't. I don't believe he does up to this point. He might, I don't know. I don't think he does, because I watched some pretty recent unboxings of these cameras, and they all seem just to come with this and not the standard lens. So I thought that would be pretty, not cool, but I thought it would be, standard for him, or obvious that he would include the original lens that came with this Mobius camera, but he didn't, and I guess that's fine. But anyways, going on with the buttons here. So up top we have a little video type of button here, and that's actually for time lapses, believe it or not. And I haven't even touched this M button or this button up here. I just haven't, and they haven't been in use of me because this is an airsoft or paintball camera. So all I do is I turn this on. It's basically preset, so when you go ahead and turn the power button on, it starts recording. So it turns on and records immediately, and then when you go ahead and turn it off, it stops recording and it turns the camera off also. But this little M button here is your mode. So basically in the settings, you have to download a software. I'll put the link in the description to go ahead and download the software if you have Windows or a Mac or anything like that. But basically you can change the modes. What that means is you can actually change the settings, the video settings and how it records and stuff like that, for mode 1, and then if you click this, you have mode 2 as well. And then you also have a photography setting, so you can take time lapses, normal pictures, change throughout modes that you've set on your computer, and then it is installed or programmed onto the camera, and then you have the power button all the way down below. So I really don't touch these at all. I have not touched these once all I do is I turn it on, it starts recording, and once I stop, I press the button again and it turns off and it stops recording. And I'm pretty sure that's all you guys are going to be needing as well. But anyways, up here, these little two metal button looking, you know, things, they're not buttons at all actually. They're called heat sinks, so the camera can actually go ahead and radiate off some heat, because if they didn't have these, this camera would get pretty damn hot and it would probably overheat. So now taking a look at the back here, this is actually where you go ahead and plug in one end of your USB cable right there, and then the other part, the actual USB itself, you go ahead and plug that into your computer, or as I said, a wall adapter, and you can go ahead and charge it. And once it's charging, you should get, you know, a little yellow flashing light, and then if you actually go ahead and turn on the camera while it's charging, if it's a solid green light, that means it is fully charged. I believe that's what it means. If I'm wrong, and if you have the same thing and you know what you're talking about, go ahead and correct me in the comments below. So I do apologize if I'm incorrect about that. However, here is my micro SD card. As you guys can see, it is a 32 gigabyte class 10 micro SD card. And just one little thing that I should probably share with you guys about this camera is that this can only take up to class 4 micro SD cards. So if you have a class 10 like me, it's not really going to be doing anything. As soon as it gets past class 4, you're basically just wasting whatever you have left. However, I would personally just go ahead and use class 10. They're the most common, best, you know, SD cards you can get. And I also try and look for ones that have a super high MBS stat or MBS number on the card itself as well. That doesn't state on that, but I'm not exactly sure what it actually is, but it didn't state on that micro SD card. However, I try and look for ones that are like 90 to 100-ish. I know if you want to shoot 4K video, you have to get over 100. But again, you don't have to worry about that whatsoever with this, because this is just a little camera. This obviously doesn't shoot 4K. You don't need a super, you know, high expensive micro SD card for this. You just need a simple one, and it actually can take up to, again, class 4 and a 64 gigabyte micro SD card. So it doesn't have to be 32. You can even go bigger, 64. But again, the class size still, or the class still stays the same. So now getting into a little bit more specs of what this camera does and how it films and whatnot before we get into this whole, you know, mounting system. It can shoot up to 1080p, but 30 frames per second for about 15 minutes max. That is on the actual software itself on your computer. You can program it for like 1, 2, 5, 10, or 15, I believe, minute recording periods. And then after that, you can select a setting that has a loop recording. So after, say you set it for 15 minutes and you forget that 15 minutes has gone by and you stopped recording and the camera stopped recording. If you have that loop recording feature or setting enabled, that will start recording again immediately. As I said, I will have the link for that download for the software or whatever, so you can go ahead and program this camera however you want. But anyway, so as I said, this can shoot 1080p up to 30 frames per second, up to 15 minutes, or 720p max for 60 frames per second. I would just shoot 1080p, 30 frames per second. That's what I believe everyone does. If you do 720p, 60 frames per second, just give it a try, try out the 1080p, because I'm sure that'll be a lot better. Now, some people were actually asking me on the unboxing video. If you want to see the unboxing video, I'll leave a link in the description as well. However, they're asking me, is this waterproof? Honestly, I wouldn't say it's waterproof. I'm going to go ahead and take this camera out of the little, resting mount thing or whatever that's called. But anyways, yeah, this little camera right here, you guys, I would not put this anywhere near water, because they have open ports just like so, and this really big seam here, and I just feel like, water can just get in it fairly easily. So I personally would not put this anywhere near water. If it's raining, maybe you can go ahead and just wrap it in some some saran wrap or something, and make sure to leave the lens exposed, and then maybe it'd be safe. But I wouldn't take this into a pool of water, or try and drop it in a puddle of water, something like that, where it's submerged underneath, because I do not believe this is waterproof. Alright, now let's talk about this little mounting system that Novritsch has set up here. So this little feature right here is actually standard with all Mobius cameras. This little resting type of platform here is actually standard. It comes with just any other Mobius camera. This is a 3D printed rail type of adapter piece that he created himself with his 3D printer. As you guys can see, it has kind of like a carbon fiber-ish type of look to it, but it's not carbon fiber, it's just plastic. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and take the screw out. This is actually the screw to go ahead and lock it onto a rail system, or rail segment. So I'm going to go ahead, take the screwdriver out of my pocket, just like so. Sorry about that bird. And also, if you guys hear some kids in the background, I do apologize about that as well. It's summertime. kids are home from school. Let me get that to focus for you guys. There we go. And just go ahead, put the screwdriver in there and then loosen it just like so. And this is, again, as I said, this is how you would actually go ahead and attach it onto, you know, any part of your rail. So basically, the current setup, the default setup that it comes with out of the box, it would basically attach to the right side of your gun. So say the barrel's here, you have some rails on the right side, this will go ahead, you loosen that screw, this will go ahead onto the rails, then you tighten the screw, and then it clamps on, and then basically your camera will be on the right side of your gun. However, say you want it to be on the left side of your gun, say you already have something over here, you can go ahead and take this completely apart, which I probably won't do, but all there is basically there's a little flathead screw right there, and then you go ahead and take that out. Then there is a bigger flathead screw right in the middle here that actually attaches to this plastic piece. There's little metal threadings underneath that. You go ahead and unscrew that. Then you can literally take this mounting system off, rotate it, and then you can then go ahead and have the same kind of setup here. Rotate this and everything will be pointing this way instead of this way, and then you can have it onto the left side of your gun. So very simple setup here. It's not too complicated at all. If you really want me to you know, I don't know, take it apart and you know, show you guys exactly how to do it, leave a comment in the you know, the comments below, and I'll try and maybe post something on Instagram really quickly. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I will leave a link in the description for that as well. Alright, now that is pretty much it for the camera itself. So why don't we go ahead, get into what you're probably all waiting for, which is the test footage. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this onto my Scorpion Evo. I'm going to put it on, you know, turn it on, and I'll also have this camera that I'm recording with right now set up so you guys can see exactly how far the item or the object that I'm shooting at is. And then I will put this I'll probably put this camera angle in the corner of the screen, and I'll have this obviously taking up most of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead, mount this onto my Scorpion Evo. I'm going to go ahead, grab a battery and a magazine, load everything up, put the battery in the gun, set everything up, and we'll be good to go. So give me just a quick second and I'll be back with both cameras set up, both ready to go, and that way you guys can see how good the quality is of the footage taken from this AimCam or gun cam, and also to see how far in the footage is zoomed in, because as I said, this is a 7-time zoomed in lens. Alright you guys, so I have everything set up here, and I'll move the camera up a little bit further so you guys can see that box all the way at the top and basically to the middle of the camera frame right now. If you guys can see that little brown rectangle, I'll zoom in on that and I'll move the camera so it's in, you know, more of the camera frame itself. However, as you guys can see, I went ahead and mounted the camera onto the right side of the rail system. As you guys can see, even a little bit is hanging off there. If you guys can see that right there, a little bit is hanging off, and that's totally fine as long as everything's clamped in. And I wanted it to be closest, or as close it can be, to the barrel of the gun. So anyways, I'm going to move the camera now for you guys, and I'll zoom in onto the box. So here we go, just pan that up just a little bit. Alright, so I think that's good. I'm going to zoom all the way out again for you guys, just so you guys can see how far it is. It is all the way up there. And I'm going to go ahead and stand in front of the camera, kind of, so you guys can see my body and whatnot. And as you guys can see, and I'm basically just going to go ahead and take this lens cap off, just like so. And yes, I'm wearing my glasses, don't have my contacts in. And I'm going to turn it on just like so. And red LED should start blinking. Alright, there you go. As you guys can see, the red LED is blinking. That means it's recording. The lens cap is off. So let's go ahead and put some BBs down range. Okay, as you guys remember, box is right up there. And then I'll have this go to the corner, and then this footage will start as soon as I start shooting. That is one mag down. Go ahead, take that out. Put in a fresh one, just like so. Let's go full auto now. This whole magazine, so you guys can get that nice close-up footage. And that was 70+ rounds. go ahead, take that one out. All right, now I have 2 more magazines left, and what I'm going to do, yes, I'm wearing a shark. I know, I'm not 10 years old. Sorry, it's just super comfortable. Whatever this is made out of feels amazing. Anyways, though, I have 2 more magazines left in my pocket. I'll show you guys them really quickly. There we go, 2 more magazines left, and I'm gonna go grab some soda cans. I'm gonna stand over there and have the camera set up over there with me, and we're gonna be looking down my backyard this way, not behind me, not in the ivy, but sideways, horizontally, I guess I could say. And I'm gonna have some soda cans up there, and hopefully the zoomed in footage will get those soda can explosions. But as you guys can see, it is still beeping red, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, just like so. Little light just turned off up there as well, and as you guys can see, the red LED will no longer blink. So anyways, I'm gonna go grab some soda cans. I'm gonna set them up, set the camera up over there, and I'll be right back. I shall be right back. Let go. It's my very first vlog. Alright, so we have the camera set up here. Hopefully it is zoomed in properly. Oh, look at that. It's like set in perfectly. So there are the soda cans. As you guys can see, we got 3 sun-kissed cans. We got grape, strawberry, and orange. Not that that matters. But anyways, let's go ahead, zoom back out, so you guys can see exactly how far I am. Again, I'm going to flip on the camera. Blue light started flashing. Now a yellow light should start flashing. Yep, there's a yellow light. And then a red light should start blinking. Yep, just like so. All right, we're good. We're good to go. I'm going to flip the camera screen just so I can see myself a little bit better. All right, I'm right here. Put the mag in, and I'm going to, let's just go semi-auto for this one, all right? Oh, hopefully my accuracy is on point. And we're out. Go ahead, turn this little camera off, just like so. Bleep. And then, yeah, nothing. All right, cool. All right, there we go. I think I got the brightness a little bit better. So you guys probably have no idea what I'm shooting at right now. I'm going to try and shoot at this brown thing right there, that little brown stump in the palm trees, just like so. I'm gonna keep it zoomed out, probably to about here, and then actually no, do you guys want me to stand in front of the camera? I don't know what to do, because if I zoom out all the way, and this, I just realized this with the other clips as well, you won't see the BB path at all. However, that's what the Novritsch AimCam is for. So what should I do? Yeah, let's just go ahead and stay all the way zoomed out. I'm gonna go in front of the camera for you guys, put this last magazine in, and hopefully I can go ahead and hit that brown stump. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and do this last test. Put the magazine in. I'm gonna go semi for this one. Make sure the camera is recording. Is it recording? Not recording. Always make sure it's recording. Press that power button and it should start recording. Yep, red light's bleeping, beeping. Anyways, here we go. Alright, I don't want to keep shooting over my house, basically into my neighbor's yard, so I'm going to stop and I'm just going to unload on this orange. Nice. Alright, and then we go ahead and turn it off, and hopefully that footage looked nice. So let's go back over to the table. I'm going to grab it, put it over there again. We'll take this off and I'll say my thoughts on it and just wrap up the video and just basically what I have to say in my opinion on this little camera. Alright, so now for my final thoughts of this little AimCam here. I'm actually gonna go put the lens cap back on. It's in my pocket. Anyways, so is it worth, the big question here that I always get asked, is it worth the $235 price point? Personally, you know, I love Novritsch. I love his videos. I think his channel is amazing, super entertaining. I do not think this is worth over $200. Now, I guess, you know, you have to take into consideration that he's from, you know, another country, and most of his sales are probably here in America. Or I'm personally in California, and I believe he's located in Austria. That's where he ships these things out of. So I bet he's putting in the shipping cost into the actual cost of the item, because I didn't pay for shipping. It was free shipping for me. So for him to pay for shipping every time he wants to ship one of these things, he's probably including that shipping price or that shipping cost into the cost of this item or of this camera. So that's kind of understandable, and it is probably hard to ship these things out of the country. I believe it took mine like, I think a little over 2 weeks or something like that to get to me, so it wasn't all that long to get here. However, that shipping cost to ship something from Austria, I think that's where he's located, all the way to California in America, especially in a pretty decently sized box. Again, if you want to see that unboxing video, I'll leave a link in the description. That does cost quite a bit of money to go ahead and ship that. So for $235, and even when I bought it $255, I wouldn't say it's worth it. I really wouldn't. If it was like around maybe max 200, because yeah, he's from another country, he has to ship it and whatnot, and it's coming from Novritsch himself, then yeah, maybe I would go ahead and buy another one for like 200 bucks if I had to do this over again. But you know, for $255, for $235, that is just quite a bit of money. It really is, if you kind of put it in the scheme of things. However, I will say I am super pleased with how this performs, the test footage, how everything looks, how it mounts onto my gun. It's solid. It's not like a cheap type of design here. Again, this is like a Mobius camera. All he's done is taken out the lens and swapped it for a 7 times zoomed in, you know, magnification type of lens, so you get that nice zoomed in footage. So I am super pleased with this product. It's just the price is a little high for my liking. So would I recommend this to someone? You know, I personally would, if they can afford it. If they can't afford it, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. But if you can afford it, then yeah, I would personally recommend it, and I would super recommend it if it was, again, as I said, I know I've said this a lot now, but I would super recommend it if it was just a bit cheaper. But Novritsch, great work with this little product here. I give you a big thumbs up. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, give this video a big thumbs up as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new and you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can be notified when I do upload new videos. But with all that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.